Hello dear friends, in my last video I have started solutions topic. In that we have covered introduction part as well as classification of solutions, and also we have started concentration expressing terms, and of course mainly two types of concentration expressing terms are there. One is a temperature dependent term and another one is a temperature independent terms. And in that we have completed one concentration expressing term, that is a volume percentage. In today's class, that is lecture number 2, I will continue with remaining concentration expressing terms. In that we'll start with mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage, nothing but W by V percentage. Generally in the numerator it is nothing but mass of solute. In the denominator we are using a volume of solution. In the numerator we will use a solute, in the denominator we will use a solution, right? Therefore mass by volume percentage, mass by volume percentage formula is, what is the W? Mass of solute, mass of solute in grams divided by volume of solution, volume of solution in milliliters into 100, because we are calculating percentage. I'll repeat, mass of solute in grams divided by volume of solution in milliliters into 100. It is a solution, not solvent. And mass of solute we can designate with a small w symbol, and volume of solution will indicate with a V symbol, capital V symbol, right? This is a formula to find mass by volume percentage. Mass of solute in grams divided by volume of solution in the milliliters into 100. Based on this formula again we'll solve one question. We'll solve one question. That question I'll write here. The question is like this: calculate percentage W by V, nothing but mass by volume percentage, when 20 grams of sodium chloride is dissolved in 80 ml of solution. 80 ml of solution is the question. Once again we'll try to understand the question. Calculate a percentage of W by V, nothing but mass by volume percentage, when 20 grams of sodium chloride is dissolved in 80 milliliters of solution. Directly volume of solution has given, and 20 grams is nothing but a mass of solute. We'll use the same formula. Mass of solute in grams, already mass has given in the grams only, and volume of solution in the milliliters, here also volume of solution has given in the milliliters only. Therefore directly we can substitute the values. Therefore mass by volume percentage is equals to, once again we have to write the same formula, and in that formula I am substituting the values. Mass of solute is 20 divided by volume of solution in the milliliters 80 into 100. If you simplify that value, you will get 25%. 25% is your answer. What is that? W by V percentage is 25%. This is a question and its corresponding formula as well as a solution. And directly also we can calculate. Directly how to calculate? Very simple. Directly we'll calculate like this: 20 grams of NaCl is present in the 80 milliliters of solution. 20 grams of NaCl, nothing but a solute is present in 80 milliliters of solution. 80 milliliters of solution, the data has given in the question, of course. But we are calculating percentage. Percentage is nothing but in 100 milliliters. in 100 milliliters of solution, in 100 milliliters of solution, how many grams of NaCl, nothing but a solute is present, we have to calculate. Because percentage, nothing but for 100 milliliters, how much amount of sodium chloride, nothing but solute is present, we have to calculate. That is equals to 100 into 20, 100 into 20 divided by 80, same value we are getting again. Your answer is 25%. Like this also we can calculate. 20 grams present in 80 ml. Then for 100 ml, how much? That is only mass by volume percentage. Then till now we have completed two concentration expressing terms. One is a volume percentage, one is a mass by volume percentage. Next we will go to mass percentage. Mass percentage. See here, wherever a volume term is there, wherever volume term is there, that concept, I mean that concentration term is a temperature dependent term. That's why it is also temperature dependent term only, because volume term is there. Now we'll go to third one, mass percentage. Mass percentage. Mass percentage will write as a W by W percentage. W by W percentage, or we can say mass to mass percentage. Very simple. What is a small w? What is a capital W? Small w is mass of solute in grams divided by, what is the capital W? Mass of solution in grams. That's it. Therefore, mass percentage is equals to mass of solute in grams indicated with a small w divided by mass of solution in, that is also grams, capital W into 100 is our formula. Mass percentage formula. See here, there is no any volume term here. There is no volume term involved here. That's why it is absolutely temperature independent concentration term. Means if temperature changes, there is no any effect of this concentration term. Mass percentage will not affect with the changing of temperature, because there is no any volume term, of course. See once again, mass of solute in grams divided by mass of solution in the grams. One is a small w, one is a capital W into 100, because we are calculating percentage. Again, based on this formula, we'll see one question, mass percentage related one question will write here. Question is 10 grams of oxalic acid. 10 grams of oxalic acid is dissolved in 60 grams of solution. 60 grams of solution. Calculate percentage W by W. Nothing but a mass percentage. How much is asking? Of course, a direct question only. 10 grams of oxalic acid. 10 grams of oxalic acid is acting as a solute. Is dissolved in 60 grams of solution. Means again, solute mass given, solution mass given. Directly with the help of formula, we can calculate. That is mass percentage. Mass percentage is equals to mass of solute. How many grams? 10 grams. 10 grams. Because already grams has given. Divided by mass of solution 60 grams into 100. Again, if you do the simplification, you will get the value obtained is 16.67% is our answer. Or directly also we can calculate. Directly how to calculate? Very simple. Like 10 grams. 10 grams of oxalic acid, nothing but a solute, is present in how many grams? 60 grams. Then for percentage purpose, for 100 grams of solution. That is a 60 grams of it is a solution. Then for 100 grams of solution, 100 grams of solution, how many grams of solute is needed? There is nothing but 100 into 10 divided by 60. Same calculation again. You will get same 16% you will get. That's it. This is mass percentage concept. Volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, as well as mass percentage expressing, concentration expressing terms we have completed. Generally in the numerator we are using a solute, in the denominator we are using a solution. Next. Generally, one point, one note has given, otherwise one statement has given 25% W by V salt means, has asked 25% W by V salt means. What is its meaning? What is its meaning? W by V, mass by volume percentage has given. What is the meaning of this value? Very simple. It is a, solute, it is a solution. 25% nothing but 25 divided by 100. 25 related to solute, 100 related to solution, and 25 is related to mass, 100 related to volume. Therefore, its meaning is 25 grams of salt, nothing but solute, is present or dissolved in, because it is a mass by volume, that's why we have to take volume only. 100 ml, because percentage 100 ml of solution, its meaning. Please try to understand once again. 25% W by V salt means 25 grams of salt. Why we are using grams? Because it is a mass. Then 25 grams of salt is dissolved or is present in 100 milliliters. Why we are using milliliters? Because it is a volume of a solution. It is one point. Next, similarly, one more case has given 10% W by W salt has given, suppose 10% W by W salt has given. What is its meaning? Its meaning is again 10% is nothing but 10 by 100. This 10 related to solute, this 100 related to solution. Come on, tell me what is the meaning of this value? Means that because it is mass, it is also mass. 10 grams of salt, 10 grams of solute is present in 100 grams of solution. 10 grams of solute is present or dissolved, anyone who can use, present in 100 grams of solution. That's it. This is the meaning. Suppose same like 20% V by V salt means V by V. It is a W by V, W by W, V by V, V by V, small v divided by capital V. It is related to solute, it is related to solution. Again 20% nothing but 20 by 100. This value related to solute, this value related to solution. Come on, tell me the statement. 20, both are volumes only. Here both are mass only, here both are volume only. Therefore, 20 milliliters of solute, nothing but salt, of course. We can use salt word also, doesn't matter. 20 milliliters of salt is dissolved in 100 ml of solution. 100 ml of solution, that is its meaning. Okay. Then all these three concentration expressing terms we have completed. Next, based on this, one more question will solve there. One more problem will solve. Question is calculate the mass percentage, asking here mass percentage of benzene and carbon tetrachloride if 22 grams of benzene is dissolved in 122 grams of carbon tetrachloride is the question. We will understand the question clearly. Calculate mass percentage of benzene and carbon tetrachloride. Both components mass percentage is asking here. Both components mass percentage is asking. Benzene, carbon tetrachloride, if 22 grams of benzene is dissolved in 122 grams of carbon tetrachloride. If you observe the amounts, then 22 grams is less amount. 22 grams of benzene is acting as a solute. 122 grams of carbon tetrachloride is acting as a solvent, of course. Okay? Less amount is acting as a solute, more amount is acting as a solvent. Now, here both components means solute mass percentage as well as the solvent mass percentage. Both mass percentages we have to calculate. First, we'll calculate benzene percentage of mass percentage, otherwise mass percentage of, we will write a benzene. What is the formula? Small w divided by capital W into 100 is the formula, because it is a mass percentage. What is the small w? Mass of solute. What is the mass of solute? Benzene mass is that is a 22 grams divided by, what is the capital W? Mass of solution, not solvent, not solute. It is mass of solution. Mass of solution means both the masses we have to add. That is 22 plus 122 into 100. If you do, you will get a mass percentage of benzene. If you do the simplification, you will get a 15.28. 15.28 percentage is obtained. That is for mass percentage of benzene. Exactly mass percentage of carbon tetrachloride will calculate. Mass percentage of CCl4 also will find. Same formula. Mass percentage of CCl4, then W by W into 100. Here what is the small w? Mass of component. Here component, which component we are calculating? Carbon tetrachloride component mass percentage we are calculating. Otherwise we'll do one thing. Here W is nothing but W of benzene it is. Here small w means a small w of CCl4, whose mass percentage we are calculating. That value we have to write as a numerator. Important. I'll repeat. Whose mass percentage we are calculating, that we have to take as a numerator. Here carbon tetrachloride mass percentage we are calculating. That's why we have to take here carbon tetrachloride mass as numerator. 122 divided by, as it is again solution, both we have to add 22 plus 122, 22 plus 122 into 100. Please don't cancel 122. Okay. Now after simplification you will get 84.72. 84.72 percentage of carbon tetrachloride mass percentage. Right. Both benzene mass percentage as well as the carbon tetrachloride mass percentages we have calculated. Right. Now we'll just see the relation between mass percentage as well as mass by volume percentage. Let's see here. Now, percentage of W by V, we have to convert it into percentage of W by W. What we have to do for this conversion? Here one important point you have to remember, that is, here volume term is there, volume term is not there. Volume term is there, volume term is not there, means mass term is there. Means one is a temperature dependent term, one is a temperature independent term. Here, while converting into temperature dependent to temperature independent, please try to remember, one place volume is there, one place mass is there. In the interconversion of temperature dependent to temperature independent, for this conversion purpose, we have to use density term we have to use. Then how to use the density term, that we'll discuss. I'll repeat. Here mass by volume, we have to convert it to mass by mass. We have to use density term. At the same time, mass by mass also we have to convert it to mass by volume. In that also we'll use a density term. Density term is crucial here. One is a temperature dependent term, one is a temperature independent term. In that conversion, compulsory density factor we have to use. We'll just see density formula is equals to mass by volume. Density is equals to. Then we'll just interchange the terms. Volume, if you bring LHS, volume is equals to mass divided by density is the formula. Volume equal to mass by density. Right, now this formula, percentage of W by V is equals to, because here W is there, here also W is there. Mass absolute, no doubt. But here volume of solution, mass of solution. This term, volume term, we have to change it as mass term. Volume, we have to change it as mass. Volume, we have to change it as mass. That's why in place of volume, what we have to write? Mass by density will write. See here what we are doing now. That is a percentage of W divided by, in place of V, mass. Whose mass? Mass means mass of solution. Mass of solution is again capital W. Mass of solution divided by density of solution. I'll repeat. In place of V, mass by density, we are substituting, that's it. That's why mass means mass of solution, D means density of solution. What is a small w? Mass of solute. That's why in the next step, what I am doing, 1 by D. D will shift in the numerator. Therefore, percentage W by V is equals to percentage W by W into density. This is a formula. Okay. In the conversion of W by V to W by W, we are multiplying with the density. Suppose in the reverse case, will divide with density. That you can write. There is no any problem here. Once again, here a volume, we have to convert it to mass. For that purpose, we are using this formula. Then a volume, in place of volume, we have to substitute mass by density. Mass by density, how substituted? Therefore, density will come in the numerator. And this is the conversion. Means if a mass by volume given, will convert into mass by mass just by multiplying with the density, or vice versa also we can calculate. Right. Next, we'll go to another concentration expressing term. That is mole fraction. We will indicate with the X symbol, of course, X like this. Mole fraction, another concentration expressing term, mole fraction. Right. See here carefully. Then we'll do one thing. In given solution, we'll have, of course, one solute and one solvent will get a solution. Let a solute as A, solvent as B. Otherwise, reverse also. Then this you can take B, that you can take A. Doesn't matter. There is no any problem. Overall, one is A component, one is a B component. Two components are present in our solution. Suppose, say it is a binary solution. Only two components are present. One is A, one is B. Let's see what happens. What is mole fraction? See here. Then what I am doing now, component number of, we'll write number of moles of component capital A is equals to, will indicate like this, Na. Number of moles of component A is Na. Exactly. Number of moles of component B is nothing but Nb. N is nothing but number of moles. Number of moles of component A, Na. Number of moles of component B, Nb. Then we'll have only two components. Therefore, total moles of all the components. Total moles. Na plus Nb. Up to here there is no any problem. Okay, once again, number of moles of component A, let it as Na. Number of moles of component B, let it as Nb. Total moles are Na plus Nb. Right. Now we have to calculate a mole fraction. Mole fraction formula is like this. Now I'll see here. You know how we have written number of moles of A as well as number of moles of B individually. Similarly, exactly similarly, mole fraction of A as well as mole fraction of B also we can calculate individually. We'll see here. Mole fraction of A, XA. Formula is number of moles of A divided by total number of moles of all the components is the formula to mole fraction. Just see, I'll give you the definition, of course. Wait. It is a mole fraction of A component and mole fraction of B components, Nb divided by Na plus Nb is mole fraction of B components. See here, it is a component A mole fraction, it is a component B mole fraction. Now, just by seeing the formula, we have to define exactly what is what is a mole fraction. Very simple. Mole fraction is a ratio. It is a ratio only. It is a ratio of number of moles of one component to the total moles of all the components. I'll repeat. Mole fraction is the number of moles of one component. Number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all the components. Here also same, number of moles of one component. Which component here? B component. Here which component? A component. Okay, number of moles of one component to the number of moles of all the components. Here also the ratio of number of moles of one component to the number of moles of all the components is called as mole fraction. Okay, mole fraction is just a ratio. Being ratio, mole fraction has no units, remember. No units to the mole fraction. And of course, in mole fraction there is no any volume term. That's why it is a temperature independent term. Mole fraction is a temperature independent term because volume term has not used. Right. Next, one more point also we can tell, that is XA plus XB. XA plus XB means sum of mole fractions of all the components. Sum of mole fractions of all the components is equals to how much? That we are calculating. XA value will just write here. Na divided by Na plus Nb plus XB value also will write Nb divided by Na plus Nb. In both the places in the denominator, Na plus Nb, Na plus Nb. Therefore, Na plus Nb will take a common. Therefore, Xa plus Xb is equals to Na plus Nb we are taking. Okay, we are taking as of course common. Then here in the numerator you will get Na plus again sorry Na plus Nb. Okay, mathematical calculation that already known to you. Then Na plus Nb in the denominator, in the numerator also Na plus Nb only you will get. Therefore, we are cancelling them. After cancellation, you will get Xa plus Xb is equals to 1. This is very, very important statement. What is the important point here means? In mole fraction concept, the sum means we are adding the sum of mole fractions of all the components. The sum of mole fractions of all the components is equals to always 1. I'll repeat. The sum of mole fractions of all the components in the given solution is equals to 1. Then what is it is a general statement. Whatever the components are there, then if you add all components mole fraction, definitely you will get final answer 1. Then what is the advantage of this value? Very simple. In this, no need to calculate individually like this. Means suppose if you calculate xb value already is there with you, means xb value calculated with the help of this formula, then directly we can calculate xa. No need to use this formula. One value known, other value directly we can calculate. How? Then xa I want, xb already I know. Therefore, 1 minus xb if you do, you will get xa. Okay, because xb already known. Xa we are calculating. 1 minus xb. Why 1 minus xb? Because the sum of mole fractions of all the components is of course equals to 1. That is fixed. And at the same time, suppose the reverse means xa if you are knowing, xb also you can calculate. Xb equal to again 1 minus xa. If one value is known, other value directly we can calculate with the help of that formula. Suppose in our solution I components are present. I number components are present in our solution. Therefore, xi is equals to ni divided by n1 plus n2 plus n3 dash plus ni. In our solution, I number of components are present, suppose, then ni by n1 plus n2, or we can also write xi is equals to xi equal to ni divided by, then in the denominator we can also write sigma ni is a formula. Sigma ni, n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4, n5, n6, then finally ni is nothing but sigma ni by sigma ni. But ultimately, we will just recall once again what is mole fraction means. It is the ratio of number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all the components is called as mole fraction. Mole fraction being ratio, no units. And here number of moles of component A let it as Na, number of moles of component B let as Nb. According to the formula, mole fraction of A is nothing but Xa is equals to A component moles by total moles. A component moles are Na by total moles are Na plus Nb. Exactly, mole fraction of B component moles Nb by total moles Na plus Nb. Okay. Then xa plus xb value, if you add, you will get 1, because the sum of mole fractions of all the components always equals to 1. And sometimes in the question, while solving the problems, number of moles will not be given directly. Number of moles if directly given, there is no problem, directly will substitute and you will get answer. Sometimes number of moles will not be given directly. In that case, what we have to do? Means instead of moles, they will give mass. Suppose mass of A and a mass of B, like that they will give masses. With the help of mass, we can calculate moles. Formula already known to you. Mass of A, if you divide with the molar mass of A, mass by molar mass, you will get a number of moles. Mass by molar mass. Here also, mass of B by molar mass of B, you will get a moles of B. That's it. If moles are given directly in the question, there is no any problem. If moles are not given, mass has given, that mass you have to convert into its corresponding moles just by dividing its molecular mass. Okay? This is about mole fraction concept. Now, based on this mole fraction again, we'll solve some questions. Yeah. Question is like this. Calculate mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol formula has given in the bracket C2H6O2 in a solution containing 20% ethylene glycol C2H6O2 by mass is the question. I will first try to understand the given data. Okay, calculate mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol is one of the component. Mole fraction of ethylene glycol in a solution containing 20% ethylene glycol by mass. 20% ethylene glycol by mass. First we will understand its meaning. 20% ethylene glycol by mass means. See here. Just now I explained 20% by mass, nothing but W by W. 20% W by W, its meaning 20 by 100. W divided by W. Now you can guess what is its meaning. Means both are masses only. Here 20% ethylene glycol means 20 grams of ethylene glycol. 20 grams of ethylene glycol present in 100 grams of solution. 20 grams of ethylene glycol present in 100 grams of solution. Therefore, we will write first its meaning. 20% ethylene glycol C2H6O2 by mass, nothing but W by W percentage. Its meaning means 20 grams of C2H6O2 is present in 100 grams of solution. 100 grams of solution. Therefore, we will write them. Therefore, mass of ethylene glycol. We will write formula directly. C2H6O2 is nothing but 20 grams. Mass of ethylene glycol is 20 grams already given. And immediately what I am doing, a molar mass of ethylene glycol, because we need moles. Molar mass of ethylene glycol, we just calculate, no problem. 62 molar mass of ethylene glycol is 62. Now we will find the number of moles of ethylene glycol. That is nothing but a mass divided by molar mass. 20 divided by 62. 20 divided by 62 is nothing but 0.32. 0.32. It is number of moles, right? Then here mole fraction of ethylene glycol we have to calculate. Mole fraction of ethylene glycol we have to calculate. Here anyhow moles of ethylene glycol we have calculated. Only one component moles are calculated. Okay na? Here still calculation has not completed because here 20% ethylene glycol by mass, nothing but 20 grams of ethylene glycol is present in 100 grams of solution. Then what about solvent mass? Because we need, it is a binary solution, we need two components moles. Till now only one component moles are available. One more component moles are needed. One more component moles are needed. Therefore, what we have to do now? Solvent mass first we have to calculate. How to calculate solvent mass? We'll have the formula solute plus solvent will get a solution. Here already solute mass is there 20 grams and solution mass is there 100 grams. Then what about solvent mass? Mass of solvent is equals to mass of solution minus mass of solute. 100 minus 20. 100 minus 20, that is mass of solvent. Because with only one component moles, it is not possible to calculate a mole fraction. Remember, another component moles also needed. Therefore we'll write mass of solvent. Mass of solvent will write 100 minus 20, that is nothing but 80 grams. Then immediately molar mass of solvent, because for moles purpose along with mass, molar mass also required. Then the molar mass of solvent, how much is question mark. Then here molar mass is not at all given in the question. And here what is doing 20% ethylene glycol solution it is. Then what is solvent? Here solvent information has not at all given in the question. In that case, what we have to do? What we have to do means we have to assume that solvent is as water. Means to this ethylene glycol, water they are adding. That is 20 grams of ethylene glycol, 80 grams of water they have added, and they made 100 grams of solution. Therefore, molar mass of solvent in the bracket H2O, that is 18. Therefore, number of moles of solvent, nothing but water, of course. Number of moles of water, of course, say mass by molar mass. Mass divided by molar mass. 80 divided by 18. 80 divided by 18, that is nothing but 4.44. 4.44 we are getting. 4.44 moles of water. Right. See here, ethylene glycol moles are available and water moles also available. Both the components moles are available because it is a binary solution. We are having only two components. Both the components moles we have calculated. Next, immediately what I am doing, we'll just add both the moles. We need total moles. Total moles is equals to number of moles of ethylene glycol plus number of moles of water. Ethylene glycol is 0.32 plus 4.44. Again, if you add both the moles, you will get 4.76. 4.76 total moles. Still, we have not started actual solution. Remember, what is asking? Calculate a mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Still, we have not calculated a mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Till now, we have calculated just moles only, because without moles, mole fraction is not possible to calculate. At the same time, without mass as well as molar mass, it is not possible to calculate moles. Means all are interlinked concepts. With mass, we'll find moles. With moles, we'll find a mole fraction. Right. Now we'll start. We'll start mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Then I'll just remove here. Mole fraction X of ethylene glycol C2H6O2. What is the formula? Number of moles of ethylene glycol divided by total moles. Total moles means number of moles. We can write directly total moles otherwise, because anyhow total moles already we have calculated, no doubt. Total moles. We'll just substitute then. Number of moles of ethylene glycol 0.32 divided by total moles 4.76. If you do simplification, you will get a 0.067. 0.0675 is mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Whatever the question he has asked, its answer we have calculated. And of course, one more answer also we can calculate. He has not asked in the question, but even though we can calculate, what is that? Here only one component mole fraction calculated. Other component, what is other component? Water mole fraction also we can calculate directly. Mole fraction of water. What is our formula? 1 minus mole fraction of ethylene glycol. That's it. Directly we are having the formula, because we are having a statement, the sum of mole fractions of all the components is always equals to 1. Based on that, mole fraction of water equal to 1 minus mole fraction of ethylene glycol. 1 minus 0.0675. If you subtract, you will get a 0.93. And right here, mole fraction of water is equals to 0.93. You can calculate directly like this, or you can use this formula. Based on, or like this also we can calculate. That also I'll explain here. Directly also we can calculate, or with the formula also we can calculate. With the formula, how we are calculating? Same. Mole fraction of water I am calculating. Of course, that not asked in the question, but for your understanding purpose I am explaining here. Already with the direct method we have calculated, or indirectly also with the help of formula how to calculate, that I am explaining now. Mole fraction of water equal to number of moles of water divided by total moles. Then number of moles of water already is there, 4.44, divided by total moles 4.76. If you do simplification again, you will get a 0.93 something you will get. You can calculate directly, or you can calculate with the help of formula also. But of course, in the question he has asked only calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Only one component mole fraction has asked, but even though we have calculated two components mole fractions. Right, we'll go to another question. One more question we'll calculate. One more question we'll solve, and then we'll stop. Another question. Next question is like this. Question: calculate mole fraction of benzene and carbon tetrachloride when benzene in a solution, benzene in solution containing 30% by mass of it in CCl4. This is the question. First, I will try to understand the question clearly. Understanding the data is very important. Calculate mole fraction of benzene and carbon tetrachloride. Both the components mole fraction, of course, he is asking, right? And what data he has given? When benzene in solution containing 30% by mass of it in CCl4. Okay, I'll repeat. When benzene in solution containing 30% by mass of it in CCl4. First we'll understand its statement. Meaning is 30% by mass of benzene. 30% by mass of benzene is present in CCl4. We'll write then 30% by mass of it. It means this benzene. We'll write a benzene in CCl4 means you just guess that. What is the meaning? That is 30 grams of benzene. 30 grams of benzene is present in 30 grams of benzene is present in 100 grams of solution. Remember, 100 grams of solution. Then 100 grams of solution means CCl4 is a solvent. Means 100 minus 30 remaining is 70 grams of CCl4. You can write like this: 30 grams of benzene is present in 100 grams of solution, or 70 grams of CCl4. Also we can write. Benzene is a solute, CCl4 is a solvent, right? Both the components mole fractions we have to calculate, right? It's quite similar. Then first we'll find number of moles of benzene. Number of moles of benzene, that is a mass divided by molar mass. Mass of benzene, how much? 30 grams divided by molar mass, you can calculate. That is a 12 6 72, 6 is 78. Again, if you do simplification if you do, you will get 0.3846. 0.3846. It is the number of moles of benzene. Exactly. Number of moles of carbon tetrachloride also will calculate. Same, mass by molar mass. Mass by molar mass. Mass of carbon tetrachloride. Don't write 100. 100 is solution mass. Here 70 divided by carbon tetrachloride molar mass 154. You just calculate yourself, you will get. Then if you do simplification, then the obtained value is 0.454. 0.454 is number of moles of carbon tetrachloride, right? Now, number of moles of benzene is available, number of moles of carbon tetrachloride is also available. You can calculate mole fraction of benzene, we can calculate carbon tetrachloride mole fraction also we can calculate. I'll write here remaining part. Mole fraction of benzene. Mole fraction of benzene is equals to number of moles of benzene divided by total moles. Total moles means number of moles of benzene and number of moles of CCl4. Like this also we can write. Or this moles, that moles you can add. That is total moles. Directly that value also we can substitute. There is no any difference. Right? You can substitute here. Number of moles of benzene. How many moles? 0.3846. divided by again 0.3846 plus carbon tetrachloride moles 0.454. If you do simplification, mole fraction of benzene 0.458. 0.458 is a mole fraction of benzene. We are getting one component mole fraction has calculated. Then other component mole fraction you can calculate directly. That method already known to you. That is directly 1 minus this value you can do. 1 minus this value, or with the help of this formula also we can calculate. This formula means here what we will write? Number of moles of carbon tetrachloride by total moles. We will get mole fraction of carbon tetrachloride. Otherwise directly we can calculate number of moles of carbon tetrachloride equal to 1 minus number of moles of benzene. 1 minus 0.458. If you subtract, you will get 0.54. Right. This is mole fraction of carbon tetrachloride. That's it. Okay. Then here both components mole fractions has calculated. This is about mole fraction. Still one or two problems are there based on mole fraction. That will be continued in our next class. Thank you for watching. Bye.